Marks & Spencer is expected to announce a raft of store closures in the next few days, before reporting its annual results on Wednesday. The company could unveil plans to shut 40 of its larger outlets that sell both food and clothes, according to a report in the Sunday Times. The retailer has already shut a number of stores this year, as it attempts to improve the performance of its troublesome clothing division, in January announcing the closure of up to 14 stores, putting 468 jobs at risk. Marks & Spencer admits to 12.3% gender pay gap last month. The group said it was closing one of its distribution centers in September, putting a further 450 jobs in danger. Chris Beauchamp, chief market analyst at IT Group, said the firm is expected to report a dip in earnings for last year, although revenues are anticipated to have improved, and said shutting more stores would help bring costs down. M&S remains in the throes of a turnaround strategy, as it looks to make its long underperforming clothing division more competitive, said Mr. Beauchamp. Continued expansion for its food division has helped to keep revenue moving higher at this part of the business, but its move into online is taking longer than thought, while its competition from other stores in the mid-price part of the spectrum limits performance. Margin improvements are crucial, but this is a longer-term process. However, continued store closures will help reduce some fixed costs. Meanwhile, Russ Mould, investment director at AJ Bell, noted that the firm's shares are down nearly a quarter over the past year, which makes it the 7th worst performer in the FTSE 100 over the last year. The stock was up more than 2% in morning trading on Monday. Customers shop at a Toys R Us store. The retail chain announced plans to shut all of its US stores, becoming one of the biggest casualties of the retail shakeout amid the rise of e-commerce. The debt-plagued company announced that it has filed a motion for bankruptcy court approval to liquidate its US operations, a move that could hit 33,000 jobs. The UK retailer failed to find a buyer and said their 105 Toys R Us stores would remain open until further notice, with administrators appointed to begin an orderly wind-down. New Look announced it will shut 60 stores and cut 980 jobs as part of a restructuring plan agreed with its creditors. A Maplin store displays closing down notices after the company went into administration. People walk past a Claire's store in downtown Chicago. The chain that has pierced the ears of millions of teens has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The accessories chain said that its stores will remain open as it restructures its debt. Carpetright announced that it has secured £12.5 million of emergency funding from one of its largest shareholders and that it is exploring the opportunity of seeking approval for a restructuring plan under which it would slash rents and shut stores to avoid going into administration. Suits specialist Moss Brothers has reported a drop in earnings and profit in 2017, blaming a tough end to the year and stock shortages which hurt sales. Chief Executive Brian Brick said, "Going forward, we are planning for an extremely challenging retail environment, not least because of the uncertain consumer environment and significant cost headwinds." Mothercare warned over profits after UK sales plunged in the run-up to Christmas 2017, with consumer spending falling in both stores and online. The Chinese owner of House of Fraser plans to sell its majority stake in the troubled department store chain, adding to the upheaval on the UK's shopping streets. bargain booze owner Conviviality could be heading for administration after failing to secure emergency funding, placing 2,500 jobs at risk.